In the sprawling agora of Twitchian theatrics, where alliances are as mutable as the tides and integrity is as rarefied as the philosopher's stone, we find ourselves amidst a Sisyphean spectacle of rhetorical venom and Machiavellian intrigue.
If you want to understand the way that Destiny operates, usually, a great example of this is with Cutie Cinderella, okay? Destiny will randomly on Ludwig, okay, and then we'll bring up Cutie Cinderella and the AI debacle, and we'll say some of the most vicious things that I don't even want to repeat right now about Cutie, randomly, completely unprompted. And his fan base will yell at him for like a little bit. Some people will criticize him for it, okay, in his fan base. He'll ban some of those naysayers, most likely unbanning them later down the line. But for the time being, there's a little bit of friction in his own community, okay? And then his community will then further tell everyone else that is watching from the outside how much difference in opinion actually thrives in his community, in an effort to make it seem like there's a lot of discourse on this stuff and that his community is not a hive-minded cult. And then later down the line, they'll turn around and just make it seem like it was all jokes, that it wasn't a big deal at all, completely diluting the actual harm that was done. That's just one example. This is far more severe, okay? That's why everything is considered to be an arc. All of the manifestos are considered to be nukes. It's all content. Bridges are being burned for the sake of content. Meanwhile, in that process, there are a lot of people that get harmed along the way. But it doesn't matter, because anyone and everyone will be treated like a lolcow by Destiny. First, they'll show you so much support and will bring you into the community and give you clout and, make you feel awesome. Then, in a moment's notice, Destiny can turn on you. And when that happens, they will literally, not dissimilar to how Scientology operates, will come after you and leak all of your private details, will come after you and will say some of the most insane, unhinged about you. And most of these people are obviously not massive, sizable content creators. I, on the other hand, am a massive and sizable content creator, and Destiny still hasn't stopped doing this. Collaborating with anyone and everyone that will say, Hassan, I want to Hassan, like Sam Hyde, for example, actively bringing their community into his in an effort to continue the endless sequence of Hassan posts. Okay? Nothing is too far. Okay? And this story is just one of many others of wronged people in the process. People that were fans of Destiny initially. People that were friends of Destiny in the aftermath. People that became orbiters, self-described orbiters in the process, becoming content creators and developing a fandom, developing their own audience and their own communities in the process from Destiny's communities.
At the epicenter of this dramaturgical maelstrom lies Hasanabi, the indomitable orator whose critical exegesis of Destiny's most recent foray into the realm of ad hominem and relational subterfuge reveals a labyrinthine interplay of malice, manipulation, and mendacity. This essay seeks to elucidate the manifold dimensions of Destiny's vitriolic campaign against Cutie Cinderella and her consort, Ludwig, a narrative rife with performative outrage, parasocial symbiosis, and the commodification of conflict. Let us commence our descent into this digital Tartarus with a forensic examination of Destiny's modus operandi, a kaleidoscopic tapestry of rhetorical subterfuge and sociological machination. Like a digital Tullius Cicero, but stripped of all ethical moorings, Destiny oscillates between moments of feigned camaraderie and bouts of incendiary invective. His method, as Hasanabi astutely observes, is both calculated and cyclical. It begins with an unprovoked diatribe, often directed at prominent figures such as Cutie Cinderella, in which he wields the lexicon of derision with surgical precision. These assaults are cloaked in the guise of humor or critique, a sophistic gambit designed to obfuscate the malevolent intent that undergirds his rhetoric. Cutie Cinderella, a luminary in her own right, becomes a pawn in Destiny's grand stratagem. A stratagem that seeks to exploit interpersonal vulnerabilities for the sake of content. Her association with Ludwig serves as the linchpin of this narrative, providing Destiny with the pretext to weave a tapestry of vitriol that conflates personal relationships with public spectacle. The AI debacle, a grotesque fusion of technology and voyeurism, becomes the fulcrum upon which Destiny pivots his rhetorical onslaught. Here, we see the pernicious interplay of dehumanization and commodification, as cutie Cinderella's experiences are reduced to mere fodder for the algorithmic maw. Destiny's community, a digital echo chamber of performative dissent and parasocial fealty, plays an integral role in perpetuating this cycle of malevolence. Initially, there is a semblance of accountability, a performative display of internecine critique that serves to insulate the community from accusations of cultish conformity. Yet, this facade of diversity in opinion quickly dissolves, revealing an undercurrent of tribalism that seeks to minimize and dismiss the harm inflicted by Destiny's rhetoric. The cyclical nature of this process, a dialectical Ouroboros of critique and absolution, serves to normalize the very behaviors it ostensibly seeks to condemn. Hasanabi's incisive critique of this phenomenon unveils the deeper sociological currents that animate Destiny's community. At its core lies a paradoxical interplay of loyalty and disposability. Newcomers are welcomed with open arms, their nascent platforms amplified through parasocial patronage, only to be cast aside the moment they deviate from the prescribed orthodoxy. This dynamic mirrors the totalitarian tactics of Scientology, as Hasanabi aptly analogizes, wherein dissent is met with an arsenal of coercive measures, from the dissemination of private information to the orchestration of targeted harassment campaigns. The ethical ramifications of this ecosystem are both profound and far-reaching. By transforming interpersonal relationships into a spectacle of public humiliation, Destiny and his ilk perpetuate a culture of dehumanization that erodes the very fabric of community. The commodification of conflict, wherein the pain and vulnerability of individuals are repackaged as content, serves not only to desensitize audiences, but also to perpetuate cycles of harm. Hasanabi's critique functions as a counter-hegemonic discourse, a clarion call for accountability in an age where clout often supersedes conscience. The role of platform dynamics cannot be understated in this saga of digital malevolence. The systematic suppression of dissenting voices, as evidenced by the deletion of critical posts and clips, underscores the complicity of platform moderators in perpetuating a narrative that absolves influential creators of accountability. This selective censorship, a digital simulacrum of Orwellian doublespeak, reveals the asymmetrical power dynamics that govern the Twitch ecosystem. In this context, Hasanabi emerges as a dissident voice, challenging the hegemonic structures that seek to silence critique and normalize harm. Yet, the performative nature of Destiny's rhetoric extends beyond the confines of his community, implicating the broader ecosystem of content creation. His propensity for framing interpersonal conflicts as arcs or manifestos, a lexicon borrowed from the realm of serialized drama, underscores the commodification of human experience in the digital age. These arcs, replete with moments of catharsis and climactic confrontations, serve to perpetuate audience engagement while trivializing the very real harm inflicted upon individuals like cutie Cinderella. This performativity, far from being a mere stylistic choice, constitutes a deliberate strategy to maximize clout and capital at the expense of ethical considerations. Hasanabi's role in this narrative is multifaceted. As both a critic and a participant in the Twitch ecosystem, he occupies a liminal space that allows him to navigate the complexities of platform dynamics while maintaining a critical distance. His commentary, characterized by a blend of sardonic wit and incisive analysis, serves to illuminate the structural inequities and ethical dilemmas that underpin the digital coliseum. By holding figures like Destiny accountable for their actions, Hasanabi not only challenges the status quo, but also reasserts the primacy of ethical discourse in an age of algorithmic amplification. In conclusion, the saga of Destiny's vitriolic campaign against cutie Cinderella and Ludwig serves as a microcosm of the broader cultural and ethical dilemmas confronting the digital community. It is a narrative of rhetorical obfuscation and systemic complicity, of performative dissent and the commodification of harm. Yet, amidst this cacophony of chaos and clout chasing, Hasanabi's critique emerges as a beacon of clarity, a testament to the enduring importance of accountability and ethical discourse in the digital age. Let this saga serve as both a cautionary tale and a call to action, reminding us that the pursuit of truth and justice must remain paramount in the ever-evolving landscape of the internet.